it's an MMA fight between police officers and firefighters. They're all volunteer, and all of the money that they raise go to charities.
I mean, I've watched 60-second videos where I was like, this is too long.
Yeah.
This needs to be 45.
If we do it again, I'll be sure to wear different shoes. I definitely got blood all over the shoes in the ring.
Man, part of the job.
Founded in 1999 by Jason Burks, Retrospec Films is Oklahoma's largest turnkey production company of its kind. With a full-time team of over 20 talented individuals, a 12,000 square foot studio to create in, and a resume that spans some of the world's largest brands, if you love learning about filmmaking and storytelling, you've come to the right place. On each episode, we discuss the pursuit of creating things and the problems we solve by digging up projects from the last 20 years, giving you a glimpse behind the scenes where the magic happens. You're listening to Retrospec Films from the archives.
Hello, and welcome to Retrospect from the Archives. It is our in-house podcast where we dig into projects from the past and talk about all the different creative, logistical, physical, metaphysical, anamorphical.
Oh, anamorphical.
I didn't realize we were doing all that.
Things that we solve here at Retrospect. A lot. We solve a lot of things.
Very true.
Sometimes
Very true.
Spiritual. You just never know.
You never know.
That's
These
why I don't
projects-
have to go to therapy. I just do it here.
They get
There
deep.
you go.
Very deep, very deep. So today, join with me is Cole per year.
Oh my God.
Only
Sweet.
one Cole per year.
It's true.
Only
It's
one.
Probably the joke you said every time I
Because
was on the
every
podcast.
time I say your name, even by myself, I say that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, only one Cole per year.
This is actually my first episode I've been on, fully.
Oh, good.
I've been in, 5 half episodes.
Well, thanks
there
for
we
being here the whole
go.
time. Thanks for being here the whole time. So, Cole, we don't know how to define you, and nobody
we're working-
really wants to be defined.
Yeah, we're working on it.
He's
I'll
very-
figure it
But
out.
we
Very
do know
important.
that there's a lot of animation, there's visual effects,
Mm-hmm.
there's rotoscoping, there's topography, and certainly lots of editing too. So post-production things, but you're probably one of the secret weapons around here, you know? Let's
take that. I like
let's
that.
make this amazing, and
that-
no one can really
yeah.
word what's going to make it amazing, but you're going to do that.
Can that be my official title now? Just secret weapon?
Yeah,
we
he's
can do
one
that.
of the smoke and guns.
We can
Sorry.
do that. We can do that. And then Jessica, producer, client manager, and doer of all things necessary to be done.
Yes.
She'll do them.
I will do them.
Does it need to be done?
I'll do it. It's
Jessica,
already done.
It's already done. She already did it. She knew, and she did it. So
Yeah.
you can't have her. Whoever wants her, you can't have her.
Sorry. It's happened.
It's happened. She's ours. So smoke and guns is what we're talking about
Yes.
today. Now, not something that I knew much about. I'm trying to recall when they came to us. I feel like it was of an awkward, like an email or a phone call. Do you remember?
Yeah. So it was a phone call, and I think Barbara and Lauren were both out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the next one. Like, of course, Brandon has a phone, but I think he was on a shoot.
Yeah.
And so I heard it ringing, and I was like, oh, wait, I'm like the next person to get the phone. So
Yep.
I ran into Lauren's office, got on the phone, and started talking with Daniel. And, he started talking about the event and how amazing Retrospect is and, stuff that they've seen in the past. And I was like, oh, awesome. Well, tell me more about your event. So then we started getting into it, and it's an MMA fight between police officers and firefighters. And, they're all volunteer, and all of the money that they raise go to charity. So it's so much more than a river spirit fight night, because these people are training, and at the end of the day, they get beat up or they win. But all of the money goes to Burn Camp and then Special Olympics of Oklahoma. So they're two very special charities.
Yeah, I believe they said when we were there, none of the fighters get any money. It's
money.
all for charity.
It's all for charity.
Yeah.
And the promoters and the fight coordinator and the owner that puts it on, they don't make any money from this. It's just they want to do good for these charities that they give money to. But yeah, so him and I started talking, and then I was like, okay, well, we can have 1 or 2 people come out. It was a Saturday shoot, Saturday night. And he was like, we're going to have 13 fights. No, 11. Sorry, 2 people dropped. We're going to have 11 fights, and I think we need a person on each corner. And then I was like, okay. So then I was talking to the team, and I think we had been on a really long shoot the first
Like,
2 weeks.
it was like
before
mid
that.
first.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, like, HT, Garber, and Mark, they, weren't able to do it. And so I was like, okay, I need 5 people who know how to shoot. And Cole was one of those people.
Wow.
But it was really cool to kind of develop the story and the schedule, with Daniel on this project. And I love fighting. So it was perfect.
Cole, so question, and don't forget to lean into your microphone, or you can't be heard.
I can go right
There
here.
we go.
That's fine. We can hear
Really
you great.
deep.
Very ASMR. So Cole, talk a little bit about this project because you were involved in the in some of the shooting, but
Yep.
also the post.
I was. What about that?
I don't know. What? Take me back.
You just threw a statement
Because
at me.
you don't run cameras that often, but you
Not
do.
really.
You
I'll do
are-
it when I can.
You are one of the
I'll-
few people around here that went to Full Sail.
I did. I got a
Yes.
degree. I did it all online, so it didn't really do anything for holding a camera.
That's all right. That's all right.
But yeah, it was fun. I mean, that was like one of the rare times where I don't know if I've ever held a camera that long.
Yeah,
that was
6 hours.
It was like 6 hours of filming. There was no breaks. There was no intermission. It was like, all right, we're gonna go in. We're gonna start filming, and we're not gonna stop.
Yep.
We're just gonna keep going.
Yes.
So I had a handheld on my shoulder
Yes.
for like 6
For
hours.
6 hours.
Wow. What was that like? I mean, were you in the arena?
Oh yeah. We were all like right on the floor. I mean, we had Joel and Alicia, and I think we still had Ethan at the time, kind of like
Yes.
outside,
Yep.
like getting different crowd shots. But me and Adam were like right next to the ring, and then eventually they had like the actual like live stream camera operators. Like they would go inside the ring. So I was like,
Oh, yeah.
shoot, I'm just gonna follow him in here. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I'm just gonna go
Oh.
right up in the ring.
Yes, Cole just did. He was like the doors or the cage to the.
Right, I was like, the doors are open. I'm
yeah,
going in.
I'm going in, and I'm so glad he did that because some of the shots that we got are amazing. So great job, like.
I tried. Well, I mean, because we couldn't really get anything like through the cage. It's like we need to like
Exactly.
actually like go inside, like get right up in their faces, get some like really cool shots. So like them
Yeah.
like just covered in blood and sweat.
Yes.
Like and those shots wouldn't exist if we didn't like actually go into the cage.
Yep.
So I want to talk a little bit about the post production, but before that, like what did they want? Like what were we creating and how long was it supposed to be and what's it going to be used for?
So this video was, they've been, this is their 10th anniversary. And so they've made videos in the past years and it hasn't been very great. And so they really wanted something that they could use for the next year, but then after that, when they hit their 10-year anniversary, so they wanted something special, something to kind of go over what the event is about, who they're doing it for, but then kind of dive into the event coordinator and, the owner and the 3 founders, basically. So it was really all about that. It wasn't really about the fighters. In past years, he had said that the videos were about the fighters, but this time he kind of wanted to change it. He really wanted it to be about the charities and then who founded this mission that they have. And so that was really important to us to, of course, get the fighting coverage, because we wanted a bunch of awesome shots to use, but we also needed to get interviews from 6 different people. Yeah. And we only had, half of a day to do that before the event. And then we filmed weigh-ins that Friday to just get more cover footage. But the ask was definitely, and I think we originally wanted maybe a shorter video, but it turned out to be a little bit longer, but all the good parts that needed to be in there were in there. So they were super happy, which makes me happy.
This is the first video I've done in a long time where the client was like, I sent them a video and they're like, yeah, it's good. Like no changes.
revisions.
It's like, I don't think I've ever had a client tell me there's no revisions. of
No, as a
anything.
client manager, I don't think I've ever had that until they said that. And I was like, okay, are you sure though? They loved it.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious, Cole, because how long was it?
I think it was 10.
I think it was a little. I think it was
Or
like
it was
7.
like
It was like
7.
7 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember watching it and never feeling like it was too long. Which is, I mean, I've watched 60-second videos where I was like, this is too long.
Yeah.
This needs to be 45,
Yes.
I mean, this was something where, and it's so funny these days, every client's like, I think it needs to be a 2-minute video. And I'm like, you want to tell someone's life story in 2 minutes?
Yeah, I know.
I feel like we needed to do slightly more.
Yes.
But I get it. Everybody's impatient these days. But it was nice watching this video and being like, wow, that was like healthy, long-ish, 6-7 minutes, but it felt great. How would you describe kind of the editing process? Like, how do you think you kept it from being uninteresting? Because let's be honest, it's real easy when you have like event B-roll to just be like event B-roll on repeat. Fight, music, fight. Like, what did you do to make it hold interest for that long?
I think it really just had to do with the amount of variety that we had. Like, all the interviews were really interesting. Like, and sometimes we get interviews and they're just kind of boring. They're not great. But everyone was on point, and we had so many different people filming that there was always like some different entertaining camera angle, or there's something happening. I was telling Kyle when we first started that I think I had like a week to work on it. And then I was like, Kyle, I'm going to need like at least like 3 weeks to actually put this together. And he's like, why? He's like, why do we need that long? He's like, well, I put all the footage in the timeline, and Premiere as a software, they have like a cap on how much footage. I think it's 24 hours you can put into a timeline before it like doesn't let you put any footage anymore. I was like, Kyle, Premiere like cut me off. There's 30 hours of footage I have to go through. I was like, I can't physically do that in a week.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's so much good content that we could go through that I was like, I'm just going to really take my time on it and like really give it the attention it deserves to find like the best of the best that we collected and put that together and just like really like formulate a story and like actually like have, a timeline of like how I think it should flow and just really, because sometimes we'll like put it together. It's like we have like 2-3 days. Like we have to make it fast and do it. I was like, I'm going to slow down on this one and just like really like give it some time and attention and just like get some love into it. That was my whole thought process. It's like, if I can just have the time I need to like really make this the video it needs to be, like I can really make it badass.
Yeah.
And you really focused on the storytelling aspect
Yeah.
in that to kind of tell that story.
Yeah. I tried to like not focus on the fighting. I was like, I really want to like get like the message across. So I like didn't really even look at the B-roll. I just like put the interviews together first. Like I need to find out what the message is and get that like down first. And then I can just find some really badass fighting clips to put over top of it. Yep. But we already have the storyline. So it's already built and we already have the story there. So we'd have awesome visuals to go with it.
Yep.
Badass video.
Love it. Well, since we've been able to talk about it somewhat expediently, we've left some time to watch it. So why don't we watch this video?
These are who you are fighting for. These are the people that we are representing. Be their voice. This is why you're here tonight.
You guys have trained your ass off. You're here to put on a show. You're here tonight, you are the best. You get in the ring tonight, you get one opportunity. One opportunity to walk down on the biggest stage of them all. Today we are setting up for Smoking Guns 10. So the mission really behind it all is bringing the biggest and most extreme MMA charity event here in the state of Oklahoma.
We have some of the bravest and toughest firefighters and police officers around. They have busted their butt to be here. You are volunteering to come here in front of thousands of people to fight for charity.
You can really expect to see them giving their all. I mean, they've taken it very seriously. They've probably been training for a year plus, to be here tonight. These are legitimate fights. They are putting everything they've got into it. I mean, there's blood and sweat flying everywhere.
The rivalry that exists between police officers and firefighters, I think has existed since time. We make fun of each other. We give each other a hard time.
When those guys are on the job, I mean, it's professional. They work together. They're out there for a common goal, and that's to protect their community. But you could tell they want to compete with one another, and that's what makes this thing go, quite honestly.
And that's why this event is so unique, because they already have half the crowd that's already rooting for them.
But even though I'm wearing red, I gotta go for the police, you know.
Firefighter! Oh, the cops! The cops! Firefighter! Oh, fireman! We're gonna go ahead and say the police.
Firefighters all the way, man. I mean, once they put out as good of a calendar as the firefighters, then we'll talk.
So we formed this back in 2012.
Dustin and I were in a car headed down to Houston, Texas for a wedding. He pitched this idea. We talked about it.
I was telling them, I'm thinking of putting on this MMA and boxing charity event between police officers and firefighters.
It sounded cool at the time. I have to be honest. I was like, man, that's a good idea.
You know, and then when I told him, he was like, I'm all in with you. Let's do it.
And in the back of my mind, I'm going, there's no way we follow through with this. There's no way this actually happens.
You know, what you go back into the first one that we had was at the Expo Pavilion.
It looked like a fight somebody put on in their backyard or something, you know.
At one point, we had Harley-Davidson motorcycles that were lined up. The floor is kind of bare, and, you know, people are kind of around high-fiving the fighters.
And then that next year, we went to the Cox business. And our goal was to eventually be here at the BOK within 5 years. We did it in 3. It's just evolved to, you know, wow, now we've got our own production that comes in. I mean, this is a show. I mean, I remember on the very first fight, I was production. I mean, it was me and my brother-in-law. He'd be up in the stands, and I would give him hand signals of when to bring fighters out.
So now we've evolved into one entrance, and now it's like, how can we make that entrance better? Because people come here not only to watch the fight, but to watch the production that's put on. This organization is about giving back to the community.
And the one goal is to raise money for Special Olympics of Oklahoma and Oklahoma Firefighters Burn Camp.
Man, the Special Olympics it's an amazing charity. The money that we give to them puts a lot of athletes that wouldn't normally be able to compete. It covers a lot of their expenses.
Since the get-go, they've had Special Olympics as part of their thoughts the whole time. Last year, they became the top donor for Special Olympics here in Oklahoma. So it's grown a lot in the 10 years of the event. And since the get-go, they wanted to make sure our athletes were prominent in the event. So they've got front row seats. They're ringside. They see the action. They get into it. They're hyped up. But they also bring them behind the scenes. They get to take them in, meet the firemen and the police officer before the event. And they'll be just as excited and yelling just as much as anybody else out there in the crowd.
Building positive impacts in their life and to feed them like positive things into their life. It makes my heart warm, you know? And then with the Firefighters Burn Camp, that is such a unique deal.
We were lucky enough to be the beneficiary from smoking guns from day one, and it changed our organization.
The first year we had this fight, Burn Camp was struggling with their funding, and they were about to close. We were able to give them enough money to keep the doors open. We didn't know that until later, but man, we found that out. It was just this humbling moment for us. It's like, oh, wow. We didn't know that we were making that much of an impact.
And because it's grown a lot, that means that we continue to get bigger and bigger donations to camp. Because of things like this, that we are able to provide those opportunities for our kids.
I mean, we don't need limelight, we don't need trophies, and we don't need recognition, just the knowledge to know that changed those people's lives and helped that much. Man, that's all the fulfillment we need from this.
This thing's such a monster. This is a team of people that have to come in here in order for it to work out. You know, we want the entire country to be locked in on this event. What they're going to see is by far the biggest and best MMA production that puts on a show between first responders. We're reaching for everything that we can. You get one opportunity at these events. You get one opportunity to make a name for yourself. We're reaching for everything that we can to put this on a national level that everybody knows about smoking guns.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed it. That's such a cool video showing off that entire fight. And that was one day? 2 days?
That was one day. That was a 6-hour fight.
Yep.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
with
crazy.
a little B-roll of like weighing in on a Friday, but that was like 1 hour, so it
yeah.
wasn't
So
crazy.
that's just all collected inside that one
Yes.
event. Well, it's super cool. And, definitely an event that if you're watching this, you should look up and figure out ways you can help support.
Yes.
Right? 'Cause
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Next year, 2026, they'll be filming and fighting at the BOK April 25th, 2026. So
You already know.
7 to 11 p.m.
Oh, my goodness. She's already going. They already got seats reserved for her.
Oh, yeah. We're probably going to do another recap video or something.
Yeah.
Not to the full extent because it's their 11th year anniversary,
Right.
but something close. So
That is
That'll be
awesome.
fun.
yeah, it'll be fun.
If we do it again, I'll be sure to wear different shoes. I definitely got blood all over my shoes in the ring.
Man, part of the job.
That's what happens when you go in a ring full
Yeah.
of like muscled up dudes just
Yes.
wailing on each other. It's like, oh, there's gonna be blood everywhere.
Man. Well, we appreciate you guys joining us to hear a little bit about this project for Smoking Guns. If you enjoyed what you heard, we have over 50 episodes in our season 1, and then we have about a little over a dozen right now. We're in our season 2. So you can find those on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, multiple places, or you can just go to our website, retrospecfilms.com, to see more of the stories about the stories that we create.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.